Hey, how you doing? Matt here from Surplus Trader Secrets. 10 reasons why I never hold any inventory in my business ever and still make over 10,000 plus clear profit every single month. I have discussed this before. I do still see a lot of people in this business who actually do buy and hold stock, and that's fine if they want to buy and hold stock in their business. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but there's a lot more reasons why I don't hold inventory in my business, and I'm going to go through 10 reasons why, guys. 10 good reasons why. And I'm doing this. I'm making money in this business without ever holding any stock. So sometimes I can't get my head around why people would want to come into this business and actually hold stock in their business when you don't actually need to hold stock. You can still make good money. As some of my students will tell you, you can still make good money in this business without holding any stock in this type of business. Yes, I know people, I have friends, acquaintances, contacts in this business who run businesses, buying and selling inventory, surplus and liquidation inventory. And they love buying and holding stock in their business. That's what they like doing. That's fine. If they want to do that, that's absolutely fine. But all I'm trying to say is, the model that I use, the business model that I use, and the methods that I use, the methods that I teach, are, these are methods where you are basically you are in a business that is way more low risk indeed. So reason number one, okay, probably the obvious one. If you are actually in this business and you are holding inventory, that means you are basically storing those pallets of goods. You are storing those goods in a warehouse. You've now got storage costs or warehouse rent, okay, and probably you've got an employee working in that warehouse, sorting out the inventory that comes in and goes out, and sorting out orders, for example. Hey Roman, how you doing? And so as soon as you hold inventory in a warehouse, you're pretty much taking on a monthly storage rent, and you are taking on probably a salary that you are paying someone to organise that stock and pick orders and unload stock into the warehouse, load goods onto a truck. So straight away you've got a big outgoing every month. Why do you need that outgoing? Okay, you don't need that monthly outgoing of storage costs. Like, I don't have any storage costs each month. I can go to bed on a night. I don't need to think about a monthly storage cost. Why do people want that? No idea. Number two, people are tying money up in that inventory. So, they'll see a deal, they'll buy it, and they'll bring it into the warehouse. Now they've got their money. It's not sat in the bank. It's actually sitting in that inventory. Okay, it's sitting in that inventory that is now in a warehouse costing them money, and it's now in some inventory that is sitting in a warehouse unsold. Obviously, yeah, of course they're going to sell some stock and turn it back into cash, but why have money sat in stock when you could be actually finding a deal and flipping that straight onto a buyer, and without actually having any money tied up in that inventory because you're flipping that deal on immediately. So you've not got any money tied up in that inventory whatsoever. Number 3, if you're buying a deal, if you are buying some inventory, you see a deal, you like it, you agree a price, and then you're holding that inventory in a warehouse. Is that such a good deal? Is it a good deal if you've not flipped that deal straight onto someone else and it's sitting in your warehouse? Why? Why is it sitting in that warehouse? Why haven't you just moved that deal straight on to someone if it's such a good deal? To me, that's what I think a lot about people. They've got a warehouse full of stock, but why is that stock in that warehouse sitting there? Because they haven't got a buyer lined up for it, obviously, immediately. You see, I only buy deals where I can flip that deal on straight away. I'm not going to sit and look at that inventory in a warehouse, and think, well, actually, I've just bought this deal. It's a great deal, but I haven't sold it yet. Well, is it such a good deal that you've bought if you've not flipped that deal straight away? Number 4, stock depreciates. So whatever deal you ever buy, if you buy and hold inventory in a warehouse, that inventory, basically the value of that inventory is only ever going to go downwards, okay? It's never going to go up in value, is it? You're never going to buy inventory that goes up in value. I mean, that is very, very rare that would actually happen. Unless you bought a pallet of, gold or Bitcoin or before the pandemic, if you had a pallet of, if you had some pallets of face masks, then yeah, when the pandemic came in, the value of the face mask would have gone up. But most of the time, 99.9% of the time, whatever inventory you buy over the months that you're sitting on that inventory, it's only going to go down in value. Only ever going to go down in value. Okay, number 5. Okay, why buy and hold inventory and then sell it off in small lots, which a lot of people do. They buy inventory, bring it into a warehouse, and then they'll move a few cases here and a few cases there, and they'll maybe make up a mixed pallet for someone. Why be bothered doing that when you can just do the deal on that inventory and then just find a buyer just to move it all onto in one go, and that's it, done, finished. Wash your hands, move on to the next deal. That's it. I just think it's just it's just a lot of extra. It's a lot of extra work. There's a fly in here. It's a lot of extra work to bring inventory into a business and in a warehouse, and then start moving a bit here and a bit there. It's kind of too much work involved. Why not just do the deal on that stock and then flip it all on to one buyer? Done. And that's it. Finished. Number 6, really, really, really important one here is, can you guarantee that if you into a warehouse that you're never going to get stuck with any of it? I guarantee that every warehouse across the world that any surplus stock trader is holding, some of it they will get stuck with. There'll never be a time, even the best people in the business, like one of my mentors who I worked for years ago, he always got left or stuck with some inventory that he bought into his warehouse. Why? Because you don't always get it right. And remember, if you're buying stock and bringing it into a warehouse and you haven't already got a buyer lined up, how are you 100% sure that you're going to sell all of that inventory? What happens is that a lot of people buy a truckload or a pallets of a surplus inventory, bring it into a warehouse. they'll sell a quantity of it, and there'll always be some that they'll get stuck with. I'm not saying on every deal, but on, over the year, there'll always be a percentage of inventory that you just get stuck with. And basically what happens is these companies that get stuck with inventory, they just sell it at a loss. So they're actually losing money on that stock. They're just clearing it at a loss. That's crazy. When we flip deals, do we ever lose money? No, we never lose money. We're always making money flipping deals. We're not in this business to lose money. We're in this business to make money. So why would we want to buy and hold inventory and, potentially get stuck with some of it? You see, why do people bring it into a warehouse and get stuck sometimes with it? One, they probably paid the wrong price. They probably thought they were buying it at a cheap price, but they weren't. It might have been a product that they thought was a great product, but actually it wasn't a great product. And what they thought was a good product they would sell quick, turns out they didn't sell it quick. And, a month later, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, they're looking around the warehouse. Oh, those pallets of inventory are still sitting there that we bought months and months ago. They haven't sold them. Big mistake. That is one of the biggest downfalls of a lot of companies, where they get stuck with inventory in their warehouse, but on lots of different deals that they buy in. So what happens is, over the year, there's just a bigger build-up of pallets of inventory in their warehouse that they're just stuck with. They can't get rid of. They're paying storage costs on those pallets and losing money on storage rent and losing money on the stock going down in value. Losing money because if it's going down in value, that original amount of money that they paid for that stock, that they've got invested in that stock, is now not worth what they originally paid. For example, can you imagine if you paid £1,000 for a pallet of goods and you're sitting on that for months at a time? It goes down in value, you get stuck with it. That original £1,000 that you invested is not worth £1,000 anymore. It's worth half or whatever. So, people buy inventory and make mistakes, pay the wrong price, buy the wrong type of stock, and they get stuck with it all the time. I see people getting stuck with inventory. Lots of surplus stock companies, lots of, stock lot companies, liquidation pallet companies, they all get stuck with stock that they buy and they end up selling it at a loss. That will never happen to me because I never hold any inventory in my business. I will never get stuck with any stock whatsoever, guys. Okay. Number 7. People buy inventory, bring it into their warehouse. You know why? Because they fall in love with that stock. They fall in love with it. They go and view it. They go and inspect that stock, and they look at it, and they just look at it and literally fall in love with the stock. They don't think about anything else. They just think, "Oh, that looks great. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the packaging. Oh yeah, look at that looks cool. I love that. I love." And then they'll bring it into the warehouse and looking at it and think, cool, yeah, I'm sitting on a load of really great stock here, yeah, cool, brilliant. Fall in love with the stock, meaning get emotionally attached to that stock, emotionally attached, falling in love with that stock. That's one of my rules. Never fall in love with inventory. Never fall in love with any product or stock that you get offered. No, never, ever, ever. Number 8. So when people do a deal on inventory and then they ship it into their warehouse, they've already paid money on transport costs. Okay, so when they come to hopefully resell that inventory, make a profit, ooh, that's not my true profit I've made on that stock. I've got to knock off my transport costs that cost me to bring those goods into the storage. So that's like a cost to bring those goods into your warehouse, transport costs. That eats into your profit. So, when we're flipping deals, 99.9% of the time, the buyer collects the goods. We're not even involved in actually transporting those goods. So we're making 100% profit. We're not actually putting a dent in that profit because of transportation costs. But a lot of people, they spend fortunes on transporting goods from here to there, to there, to there, to there. Not only that, when they actually resell those goods from their warehouse, they're delivering them again to their customers. So they're going to end up with 2 lots of transport costs, which is crazy. We never have any transportation costs. And, whenever we do, we'll work that into our prices that we charge, or we will get the buyer to share the transport costs maybe, or we will even just charge the buyer the transport costs. Okay, number 9. So it's low risk. So it's a low risk model that we use by basically we only buy what we have a validated buyer for. Does that make sense? So we're not kind of playing guessing games. We're not getting involved in inventory, bringing it into a warehouse and then, offering it out to different buyers, and then, selling those goods. We're basically getting offered deals and we are validating that offer, meaning we are validating interest in that offer. We're doing a bit of research first. We're doing a bit of research. We're gauging. We're getting reactions from people. That's what we're doing. We're getting reactions. That's what this game is all about. You need to get a reaction. You can't just play guessing games and think, yeah, that's a great deal. Going to bring it into my warehouse. And then, then hope for the best. No, we're only getting involved in deals where we've got an immediate buyer for. Immediate buyer. Okay, so we know when we've done a deal on that inventory, we've already got the buyer lined up for all of it. Okay, the buyer is already lined up for all of it. Okay, we're not risking anything by bringing it into a warehouse and guessing, basically playing the that's going to sell well, or and then just literally hope for the best. So we are basically we're the low risk model of flipping inventory. Very, very low risk model. 0 risk even. And finally, number 10. So, in my opinion anyway, and some people might argue with me on this, but I find, buying and holding inventory in a warehouse it's just very, very time consuming. You're messing around, picking little orders for customers, and obviously you're hiring someone to mess around picking orders and moving pallets around, and it's just not a time consuming model in this business. Certainly, the modern day method of flipping inventory, it's just not time consuming. It's like you're almost a busy fool fucking around, gathering cartons and mixing pallets up for people, and getting a few quid here and a few quid there. Just get a deal and flip it all straight onto someone. Wash your hands, move to the next deal, and that's it. That's how I'm doing it and making over 5 figures profit a month on my own, without any employees, without a warehouse, without touching any stock, without seeing any stock, without holding any stock. If you do this properly and you follow my methods, you can make 4 to 5 figure profits every month, okay, without the worry of paying for any storage costs, without the worry of holding stock in a warehouse, without the worry of tying money up in stock, having your money tied up in stock, without the worry of a monthly storage rent. Like, who wants that? Who wants a monthly storage rent? We don't want that. And I've basically created this model where what I wanted was, I asked myself, what is the most low risk method of buying and selling infantry in bulk? What is the most low risk method? Well, obviously the most low risk method is no employees, no warehouse, never hold any inventory, never tie any money up in inventory, never get stuck with any inventory, never fall in love with any inventory. Never transport goods around from A to B to C to D, and all that stuff. I just find it a very, very with the internet today. It's just the way I do it. It's just a very, very time and speed effective model. You're not being a busy fool every day, because all you're doing is you're finding deals and you're throwing them out to buyers, and until you've got validation, until you've got a reaction, until you've got interest. And if you can't find a buyer for that stock, you're not going to buy that stock. You're not going to do the deal. So you're not going to go wasting money on inventory. Okay, you're not going to go wasting money on inventory and play the guessing game and think, yeah, that looks like a good deal. Yeah, I'll buy that and I'll bring it into a warehouse, and now I'm going to start moving a few cases here and a few cases there. It's just too time consuming. It really is. I flipped a deal yesterday. In fact, I didn't even flip the deal myself. My colleague did. I just made 50% profit on it, finder's fee. I was just offered that deal, and I sent in the details on WhatsApp. He found a buyer who actually made an offer on the stock, and then I went back and bid for the stock, and we both made £1,400 each. It's about just under $2,000 each. Done. No warehouse involved, no storage costs, no tying money up in stock, and no playing guessing games, and no stock depreciating, no storage costs. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, this game, if you're doing it this way, all online, okay, without physically handling and holding that inventory. Guys, if this resonates with you and you like this idea of flipping inventory without all these high-risk methods of holding inventory in a warehouse and having storage costs every month and having to pay employees and sat looking at stock that you possibly are going to end up getting stuck with, etc, etc, etc. Guys, if you want to do it the slick, speed, time and cost effective way, then I'm going to leave a link in the comments. I'm going to put a few spots aside where you can book a free 30 to 45 minute strategy call with me, and we can see if you're a good fit to come into my program. And I will show you, okay, I'll take you by the hand, I will show you step by step how you can do this all online from wherever you are in the world. And I even help coach you one-to-one on deals that you get, and help you get deals over the line so you can do deals quicker, faster and easier, okay? And without the risk or worry of buying and holding any inventory ever, without any upfront inventory costs whatsoever as well, guys. If you want to get into my program and start making 4 to 5 figure profits every single month with my help, then book a call with me. It is a low 4-figure investment to get into my coaching program, guys, but you can get your money back within a few deals if you follow and implement everything that I teach. You want to get into my coaching, guys, book a call with me. I'll get on a call with you, we'll have a chat, and let's get you started in this business and start making you some money. You can be anywhere in the world doing this, guys, because it's all 100% online. All of it, every part of the way, from start to finish, from zero to profit in the bank. It's all 100% online. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that 10 reasons why I never hold any inventory in my business but still make over 10,000 plus clear profit every single month. I will see you again very, very soon. Have a great rest of the day. All the best. Take care.